we live?
Yeah, but I mean, you want to actually start up to go?
Okay.
I heard my name and I assumed you were talking about greatness.
You almost died before going in Europe. Ain't that some shit?
We'll blame the chair.
When you're older, it takes longer to bounce.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
This political club meeting this Friday.
He saw his light flashing before his eyes. He saw Europe flashing before his eyes. That's some final destination stuff right there. Oh, wait, that means
Okay. Okay.
And you know what? I'm so happy that some classes are actually
Nope, she did.
timekeeper.
I heard you fell in my name.
Oh, yes. We're ready. We're ready. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone.
3 times. All right.
That was so much.
Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. It is great to see everybody in at our monthly Young Democrats meeting, our business meeting slash, just all around meeting. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jeremy Jones. I am the chair of the Young Democrats of the Central Midlands. Thank you for that. Do we have? I'm going to do a welcome, and then we're going to get right into recognizing candidates for political office. And then our speaker, Sam Johnson, said he'll be here by 7. So we're going to give some of the candidates for political office to come and give a hello and like 2 minutes of speech, just who they are and what they're about and what they're running for. And we'll go from there. So welcome everybody, new members, current members, candidates for state, local. I don't know if we have any national office, but if you're online, looking online, welcome to our meeting. August was sort of busy and sort of not. On our events wise, we had a civics and democracy refresher, which was put on by our second vice chair, Sophia. So we learned about like some things in the history of South Carolina politics when it comes to sort of things like that. So we put on certain things like that as, that's who we are and what we're about. So we put on that, and she'll talk about that in her report as well. Let's say, so my job is to ensure our organization is growing and meeting with the people we need for us to grow. And raise your hand if this is your first meeting. Welcome. Yes, thank you for coming and come back. Just so that you know, a lot of people in this room have come back. Some have been here for years, some have been here months, but they keep coming back because we're a big family, and we love to treat anybody who comes into our in our group as family. And so I'm glad that you guys are here, and thank you for being here. With that being said, we actually, I like to thank our vice chairs and committee leadership for the help that you do to keep us growing and everything else. And you guys are awesome. I love you guys. And thank you for being good leaders. I could not do this without you. With that being said, we did have a resignation and a new appointment for a co-chair of a committee in our growing organization. So Brian Gibbs, who will still be a part of our group, but he is just stepping down from the main policy chair. And we have appointed Emma Connell. So give her a round of hand. Yes. And then with Wes Russell, who will now step in as the main policy co-chair. So they're going to do some great work. You'll hear today as well what they got going on. And lastly, thank you guys for your hard work. Any new people and seasoned members, thank you for keep coming back, and thank you for showing up. You guys are awesome, and I think that it's a testament of our vice chairs, our committee chairs, and just members wanting to do more. And thank you for being part of our family, and we hope you join us again. So I'm going to now recognize candidates for political office, and then that was my chair's report as well. So, and then once we have candidates for political office come speak their 2 minutes, then we'll get our vice chairs and then our committee chairs to give their reports. So, Colonel Hightower, would you like to go first since you?
The most senior guy in the room.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah,
I mean, you have a close election. Come on up.
actually, is it okay if I stand here?
So we have a live stream. So if you want to be, yeah, yeah,
Stay there, you just will not.
yeah,
To be famous.
yeah. And we are on YouTube. We are on YouTube.
Oh, excellent.
Is it YDofCM or Young Democrats?
It is, and there's a wonderful QR code that shows up about every 25 seconds on that screen above, with the YouTube link and as well as link to our merch store if you're curious.
There you go. Hurry up.
Hurry up.
Why and how that
Hurry up, gone. Job's gone.
Go ahead.
All right, let me give you a short introduction of who I am. I'm Chuck Hightower. I live right in Lexington, and I'm running for House of Representative seat, District 88. And let me tell you, it's going to be a challenge, but just sitting in here watching you guys tonight is an inspiration. And let me tell you why. It's an inspiration because old guys like me, growing up, I really didn't see a lot of this enthusiasm. I was in the military, and we were sort of shied away from identifying with any political party. But I was a proud Democrat those 30 years of being in the military. And I want to tell you guys something, what make me feel so good about what I see and hear, and that is you are trying your best and you're doing your best in building a better tomorrow. A better tomorrow. When we see the things that's happening out in the world today, we need to say to ourselves, what and why and how will tomorrow look great? Pat yourselves on the back because you're part of that, of looking great tomorrow, seeking something better, securing a future that will someday, when you sort of feel seasoned like me, you will say, hey, I did that. I did that. I was part of that. And in District 88, the main purpose of District 88 is to move this state, to move that district, to move the people that are represented in that district to a better way of living, whether it's through education, whether it's through infrastructure changes, or whether it's simply understanding the needs of the folks in District 88. And I plan on doing that. And I will tell you something else. Here's what I see in you, and here's what's in me. It's the big C word, confidence. I see a lot of confidence in this room, and I have a lot of confidence in what's happening in District 88. I have full belief that on the 23rd of December, at the closing of the polls, that Chuck Hightower will pull his chair out and put it in that round building over there and be thanks to a lot of you. And I love you for what you do. Last thing, something an old guy told me many, many years ago, and I used it during my command days in the Army. It's called the 3 L's. Listen, learn, and then lead. I plan on listening to the constituents of District 88. I'm going to learn from them, and guess what I'm going to do with all of that? I'm going to lead appropriately. And that appropriateness will be a great representation of what the Democratic Party should look like each and every day. We're going to set the example. And one of the things we are going to do is to ensure that when the next guy comes in, it's already a platform for greatness. So thank you for what you do each and every day. I am very proud of what you do. Greatness is certainly in your DNA. I can see it already. And don't stop. There's a need for you. And if you have others out there, go get them, because that's extremely important. And if you live in District 88, walk and knock on a few doors and provide to them the information for the best candidate to be in that building down the street is Chuck Hightower on the 23rd of December. Okay? Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
So everybody knows that district is South Congaree and Red Bank. So that is Red Bank and South Congaree, and I believe it's South Congaree and Red Bank only.
No.
Pine Ridge and Springdale,
and West Columbia, portions of West Columbia.
and Red Bank, and Red Bank. Yes. Okay. So Julie Zimmerman.
It is so great to be in a room with so many young Democrats, okay? I'm very excited to be around so much youthful exuberance. And I know a lot of you, but for those of you that don't know me, my name is Julie Zimmerman, and I'm running in the midterms to flip District 71. That's right. District 71 goes from Irmo to Ballantyne to Chapin, and I'm not a career politician. I'm a licensed therapist, I'm a neighbor, and I'm a mom. I've spent my entire life working hard, showing up for others, and fighting for what is right. And I believe South Carolina and District 71 deserves a fighter that understands you. I was born in Spartanburg to two public school teachers. My mama taught special education, and my daddy taught science and was a high school football coach for 43 years. From them, I learned the value of education, service, and most importantly, grit. Whether I was helping my granddaddy hand out vegetables for folks in need, volunteering at a domestic violence shelter, or delivering Meals on Wheels in college, I've seen the struggles that working families face every single day. And guess what? I've lived them too. For 18 years, I was in sales I was a straight commission salesperson, and now I serve my community as a licensed therapist. I know what it means to make a budget, to make it stretch. I know what it means to make those tough decisions at the kitchen table. And for nearly 30 years, I've called Irmo home. I've seen the changes, the challenges, and the potential of District 71. I'm running because I believe every child deserves a safe and fair public education, no matter how much their parents make or do not make. I believe women and families should be able to make decisions about what happens surrounding their reproductive health and family planning. And as you know, the Republicans are now trying to push this draconian, dystopian hellscape bill through the Senate. Yes, thank you. Boo. So on October 1st, I will be at that hearing, and I plan to testify in front of that committee. I will look at them in their eyes and tell them exactly what I think about their plans to roll back our rights to before my Nana was even born, God rest her soul. I will never be silenced when it comes to our freedoms and our rights. I believe everyone should have quality health care, and that includes mental health care. I believe our democracy is worth fighting for, and I believe our differences are not barriers, but opportunities for us to come together. I've spent my entire life helping people find their voice, and now I'm going to use mine to fight for yours. But let's be honest, the same people have been in charge for way too long. Nathan Ballantyne, Alan Wilson, Henry McMaster, just to name a few. They keep making decisions for us without listening to us, and I'm not okay with that. So here's my promise to you. I will stand up for our democracy and the rule of law. I will defend our rights and our future, and I will never stop fighting for the families of South Carolina and District 71. My name is Julie Zimmerman, and I'm asking you to invest in me and the potential of what this could be. So I gave everybody a card. On the back, it's got a QR code to invest in this campaign. Whatever you can give would be great. And then I'm going to ask you to sign up to volunteer. I'm looking to talking to you guys, and I thank y'all for your time.
We're going to have Ashley next, and then we're going to have our speaker.
I am here again with y'all again, so I won't be long. I probably won't go over my 2 minutes. I just want to say thank y'all for having me back. I want to just acknowledge that the Young Dems, I appreciate Mr. Hightower for saying that we are the future of the generation, but I also want to add that we are the now. So we are the now in this leadership. Change starts with us, and if we don't impact that, and if we don't be the change that we wish to see, decisions will continue to be made for us and not with us. So a little bit about me. I'm a mom of 2 little boys. I am a licensed social worker by trade, and I own a mental health tech startup that uses all the things like AI to connect our users with therapists and social determinants of health. So I work hand in hand with people every day, noticing the challenges that they are experiencing and building a bridge for that gap. But I want us to know, just as young folks, again, we can't have people making decisions for us that they will never be a part of, or a future that they will never see. So you don't have to wait your turn. Y'all do not want to know how many times I've heard to wait my turn. I'm in this for purpose, not for permission. And I challenge you all to also do the same. I would hope that you also join me and be a part of what I'm building here. We're building a movement, quite literally. So if you can volunteer, knock doors, all the things, share my post, I would greatly appreciate it. And I am running for City Council District 4, and my name is Ashley McCall. I don't need everybody to say it. Ashley McCall. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley, and all the candidates for speaking. So we're going to have our speaker, Sam Johnson. Sam Johnson is not new to us. He's not foreign to us. He is a member of Young Democrats of the Central Midlands, as well as, Ashley is too. But he ran for mayor of Columbia back during when Tamika Isaac Devine ran, and so he texted me the other day and said, "Can I come speak about my race?" And I was like, "Yes, you can." And so let's give it up for Sam Johnson.
How are y'all? Good. Oh, gotcha. I gotta use the mic. Gotcha. Give me 1 second. Pass these out on this. All right. Now I'll pass these out on this. First of all, Mr. President, thank you. The 2 most powerful words, y'all, in the English language are what? Who got it? Thank you. There you go. And so, Mr. President, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. I have been a Young Democrat for a long time. I am somebody who's grown up, born and raised here in Columbia. I went to Spring Valley High School, and I remember when I graduated from Spring Valley, I was wondering, like, why? A lot of my friends are choosing and saying that they don't really want to be here in Columbia. I just left a fundraiser, and I asked one of the young folks that was there. I said, hey, what do you want to do when you graduate from college? And she said, leave. I was like, I said, okay, well, let's dig into that a little bit. And when I graduated from high school, I decided I wanted to get involved in politics because I wanted to figure out what made things tick, right? How do we make decisions in Columbia or in South Carolina that really decide what we have to offer? How do we make those decisions that end up allowing us to have resources, highways, job opportunities? How do we make the decisions of our, that impact our infrastructure? And so that's what prompted me to get involved as a young Democrat back in the day. I'm still hanging on, y'all. I got like 2 more years. Is it 40?
You
40?
40.
Okay, I got like 2 more years. So we holding on strong. But Ashley, I am a parent. I'm a father of 2 little girls. So she's got 2 little boys. I have a 5-year-old and a 6-month-old. And I appreciate that. My 5-year-old, if she were here, I wouldn't be able to give this speech. And they are my why. They're the reason why I'm running. Because as I mentioned to y'all, when I graduated high school, I had those questions, right? I heard the thought from some of my colleagues about staying here and whether or not that was the right thing. I want to make sure that that question is off the table for them. I want to make sure that when it's time for them to graduate high school, the thought, the belief that they can live up to their God-given potential is right here in Columbia. I want to make sure that they know that they have that very, very much the land of opportunity resides here in Columbia. And so the theme of our campaign is extremely simple. The theme of our campaign is it's about you. You think about politics, you think about where we are in this country right now, certainly for you all, folks who choose to be involved with the Young Democrats and here on a Wednesday evening. I'm sure you guys are keeping track of the news and seeing what's happening in our country even today. Y'all, it's supposed to be about service. It's supposed to be about making your community, your family, your community better. That's the heart of politics. It's not about strife. It's not about, certainly, some of the discord that we see. It's supposed to be about a collection of ideas, being able to sit across the table and being willing to invest in making sure that not only are your children having the ability to change their stars, but making sure that your entire community has that opportunity. And so our campaign is about that. You think about, of course, e pluribus unum, out of many one, right? When you think about, our state motto, while I breathe, I hope, there you go. It's supposed to be about public service. And our campaign wants to return to that, making sure that we are focusing on what it should be at its heart. So a little bit about my background. As I mentioned, I graduated from Spring Valley. I went to the University of South Carolina. Then served as Mayor Benjamin's chief of staff for about 6-7 years. And following that, went to law school here in Columbia. Was at a law firm for a few years where I focused on economic development. And then a few years later, decided I would run for mayor. As Ashley mentioned, I remember deciding to run, I think I was 33-ish or so years old at the time. And I remember folks telling me it wasn't my time and not to run. And a mentor of mine told me something that I would share with every young person, especially a group of young Democrats. It was a saying that says, power never cedes. And so the meaning of that is that if it's in your heart to run, if it's in your heart to serve, if it's in your heart to do whatever that task is, right? If you want to make a difference, then you have to be willing to step up. And you can't, certainly if you feel like you have what it takes to make something better, oftentimes when you try to serve or run for a title, a lot of folks get caught up in the title, right? And think that you're coming for their title. It's not that, y'all. It's about the service. And so, as I mentioned, the theme of our campaign is it's about you. It's not about some title. It's not about, any of the glitz and glamour that we see of elected office. That has nothing to do with it. It's about what's in your heart, making a difference at the end of the day. Told me something else. That same mentor has had some jewels for me. You have to be willing to be bold. You have to be willing to be the tip of the spear. And what I would say, y'all, in this time that we're living in, where folks are there's a hyper partisanship, there's you know, a lot of just straight vitriol. You have to be willing to be the tip of the spear and bring not only unity to the table, but bring real solutions to the table. You know, and so I'll say this: here in Columbia, we have real issues. You know, one of the things I said when I ran for mayor in 2021 is that we live in two Columbias. You know, if you live in District 1 or District 2 in Columbia, your average lifespan is literally half that of your folks who live in District 3 and District 4. Your healthcare outcomes, your generational wealth, literally your home value is nearly cut in half, and that shouldn't be the truth, right? That shouldn't be Columbia. We should not be a tale of two cities, and so we've got work to do. We've got to make sure not only that we retain the talent that I see here in this room and that we change the stars of Columbia's future, but we got to change right now. We have to make sure that folks have the opportunity to live in Columbia with dignity. We've got to make sure that as we focus on Columbia's present and future, that we are electing folks who truly care. And we've got work to do, y'all. And so I'm gonna stop there. Mr. President, I appreciate the opportunity to come say a few words this evening. I would ask, though, if there are any questions, if there are any concerns, I would love to hear what your concerns are for Columbia. And so I'll stop there. Yes, sir.
So I know I saw you at the town hall
Mhm.
last night, and
Not me. I didn't make it.
oh, you didn't make it.
Nope.
Well, I'll sum it up like this, but
But he was a good-looking guy.
doppelganger, right?
Oh, yeah.
But no, well, as I'll bring it up later, but we went to the Council 3 and 4 at Woodland Park.
Okay.
And there was a woman there from District 1 and 2. She couldn't make that meeting.
Yeah.
So she came to this one.
Mhm.
And she brought up an issue regarding ICE agents being active in the city.
Mhm.
And the council basically they played it down.
I won't say they played it down. They gave I would say the lawyer's answer.
Mark Harris, you went to law school with me, man. What was the law?
I know it was the answer. It's the answer I would give Captain Russell. The council, because of the vote, it's the 7 people on the council.
Yeah.
The 7 people on the council have to vote to let ICE come in and do that. So it's not like the mayor's decision.
Mhm.
And they were kind of like, would y'all do that? And they were basically like, no, that's not going to happen because we're not going to vote that way.
Mhm.
So it was a direct thing, but it wasn't necessarily like a playing it down.
Yeah.
Say, it is what when you go to law school, you answer the question like a lawyer would answer it, not like
Yeah.
people want to hear yes or no, and it's like, but it's a little bit more complicated than yes or no.
Sure.
So yeah, my basic question is what's your reaction to basically ICE being active in the city, and if you were to run and win your spot, should the city go in that direction? How would you respond to that?
So I think it's two different things, right? So I think ICE being in the city, ICE, of course, being a federal agency, I don't have purview or would not have a purview over ICE, right? So if this administration, this state government allow ICE to be here, that is what it is. The question, I think, though, at the heart of what you're getting at is whether ICE can work with CPD, can work with the Columbia Police Department. And I would say no. I've gotten that question before a little bit, and I would say this. How many of y'all remember the Occupy movement? Yeah. I was in the mayor's office, and you guys remember the State House where they were assembling on the State House grounds. So One thing I'll say is that, you know, the State House is a state park, okay? So we start thinking about freedom to assemble, right? If you are exercising your First Amendment right to assemble, you can do so. In that particular instance, the governor at the time said, hey, I don't want, you know, Bureau of Protective Services, I don't want any of our state agencies, state law enforcement agencies, SLED, you know, whomever, I don't want them to arrest the occupiers, right? I want Columbia Police Department to do it. And so she called the mayor and asked the mayor to have Columbia Police Department remove the occupiers. And the mayor refused. City council refused. And I think this is a very similar situation where you have to be willing to stand on your values. And, you know, certainly what's in your purview, you can't stop, right? You know, what's not in your purview, you can't stop. But when you have an opportunity to stand on your values and do and express what is in your values, right? What's in your purview, you have to be willing to do that. And in this instance, you know, ICE can be here, but can they coordinate with Columbia Police Department? Absolutely not.
Do you have any policy initiatives addressing the foster care system in Columbia, South Carolina?
That's a good question. Yeah. So I'll give you my background a little bit as it relates to youth and education. So in a couple of instances, I chair the South Carolina After School Alliance, which provides standards for after school education across the state, which is in a particular dire strait right now because the federal government has decided they're going to stop after school funding. And so I've done that, done a couple other things as it relates to our youth. When I was in the mayor's office, we tried to coordinate a little bit better with our Parks and Recreation Department and our school district, school district that covers most of downtown Columbia, Richland 1. And we didn't get very far. And what I would say, one of the things I would hope there's an opportunity for us to focus on, especially given some of the housing challenges that we have here, is be able to create a better environment for some of our youth, especially those who are in foster care. And I think that's where there's an opportunity for the city to do a better job and look to create that type of environment, but also have that partnership, for example, in the school setting with Richland 1 too.
No other questions?
Y'all let me off easy? I got 2 questions from this side of the room. Nothing on this side?
So we do have another candidate who just walked in the room. So to be fair, we are going to ask her to come speak as well. So we're going to leave the questions to 2 right now, and then because we need to move on with the agenda. Okay.
He's letting me off the hook, y'all. Thank y'all.
So I didn't say. So first, before we get to our next speaker, I wanted to say when I gave my welcome that we needed to, that I forgot to discuss about the events in the news today. So, we all know that with everything going on that we've had some shootings in Colorado and in Utah, and we need to understand that it is upon ourselves that things happen, and it's a really tough time for partisanship and hyperpartisanship, and violence of any kind is not warranted in this country on anyone of any political stripe or party. And we just need to understand that we need real gun legislation. And we need it now. And things are going to keep happening unless we do something about it. And that's why we're in this room, because we're going to change that. And as long as you keep coming back, and that we keep moving into these political spaces, we're going to change it. Okay. All right, so Adity is the current incumbent for at-large. I did invite her as well to speak because I wanted to have parity and not give favoritism, because they're all young Democrats who are running in the at-large district, and I'm going to give her about maybe 2 minutes to give her spiel, and then we'll move on. Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Jeremy. Hi, everyone. Apologies, I was late. I actually took my little one door knocking for the first time today, and then he proceeded to skin his knee, and I didn't get a chance to change. Normally, I dress up a little bit more, but also everybody's kind of informal in here, so I feel good. I'm Councilwoman Bustles. I have been your councilwoman at large for the last 3 years, entering my 4th year, and I'd be honored to be reelected. 4 years ago, I was a complete political newcomer, a nobody, a child of immigrants. My name is Aditi Shrivastava Bustles. When people heard I was running, they're like, how do you say that name? You know, it was a new thing. And what was really cool when I got elected is when we looked at the data, because I have my PhD in public health. So the plan was never to run for office. It was to go into academia and teach the next generation. But I love looking at the data, and one of the reasons why I got the top votes that year was because I brought a lot of young people out that got involved in local elections. And if there's one thing you learned from me today, it is that local elections matter so much. We make direct changes that affect your life, whether it's repaving your streets, addressing homelessness, addressing food insecurity, bringing in economic development. Something that's really important to me is keeping young people here. I was not born or raised here. I grew up in the DC area, but I think it's pretty special that I chose to live here over other places. And I want to see more people graduating from all of our great institutes, or coming with a dream or a small business idea and choosing Columbia. And I think the last 4 years, I have certainly started to lay that groundwork in terms of building the infrastructure to make it easier to do business here. We have a really cool incubator that's going to be opening up for young people like yourselves to pitch an idea and get the funding and capital to help make it happen. I've been working really closely with my colleagues on homelessness, which is a very complex issue, but ultimately, until we have more affordable units where people can live with dignity and not get sandwiched into shelters, right? Like the shelter model doesn't work. We're not going to see the drastic change we desperately need of providing people the services that they need. But I did launch Rapid Shelter right down the street, and we just celebrated 100 people going through that program and moving into permanent housing, and it's only been around for 2 years, which is very exciting. And then I would say, you know, I want to continue to work with our different levels of government to show people that we can still be effective, and the same system that people built, which is our local government, we can rebuild to serve people. And one example that I want to give is I stood very strong. There was no question in my mind that I was never going to let 2 people trying to run for governor hash it out and threaten us and keep us from keeping a law in the books that was really important to us. So I was one of 3 votes that made sure that the conversion therapy law stayed on the books. And while we did lose that and it did get repealed, know that I have definitely lit a fire under my colleagues to make sure that they do something about it and start, you know, if they're going to find alternatives, it needs to happen quickly. And then finally, I wanted to just talk about my style in a time that we live in a Republican majority state, right? How are we effective while still staying true to our ideals? And so I want to share this quick story of how I was able to pass the first ever lost and stolen firearm gun law in the state, which then became state law, which is a huge deal with the support of Senator Devine, as well as, surprisingly, the Freedom Caucus. But hear me out, okay? One of the things that we have to do as Democrats and as young Democrats is we have to find common ground, but don't let people run all over you, right? You have to stay true to who you are, but recognize that in every piece of policy or every piece of legislation, there is something that we can pull that advances equity and our values and our objectives to make our communities a better place. I knew that the AG was going to sue us on any sort of gun-related law. We had seen that in the past, and we had lost in court. So I said, we need to get creative. What are the ways in which we could keep young people from getting these guns? And we knew that the number one way that they get that is through cars, unlocked homes, trucks, and we had no idea how many guns were on the street. So I started to think about, well, what if we created some sort of database of these are the number of guns that we have that have been lost or stolen? And so I called the AG and I said, I think I want to do this. And he said, you know, Aditi, you're the first person in a while that's called from city council to ask my opinion before you actually pass it, and that means something. And it was nerve-wracking, but I'm really glad I did that, because even though he and I don't agree on very, very many things, I have that relationship so that when we did vote on it and it passed unanimously, there was no question it didn't get challenged. The NRA didn't come after us. And so those are just examples of the style of leadership that I have, where I always want to advocate for the things that I believe in, but I'm not afraid to get creative to find ways to make sure that we're not spending our time on things like lawsuits or things that are keep us from serving the people, and focused more on actually being in the community and on the ground. So those are just a small snippet of the things that I'm very proud of. And I hope that if you live in the city, you will come out and vote on November 4th, which is the election in like 7 weeks. If you aren't in the city, I know you know someone that lives here, and I would really appreciate that you would share. And then lastly, I want you to get involved. I'm constantly looking for candidates to serve on our boards and commissions. We have so many vacancies, and oftentimes that is the best way to get your foot in the door to actually make a difference in the community. So please reach out so that you can learn a little bit about how your local government works. Thank you for your time.
All right, so those are your candidates for political office in local elections, state elections. Hopefully you guys learned a lot about the candidates, if you're in their districts or anything. Glad that we could get some of them to come speak before some of their elections, and we'll always be an incubator for getting us involved in their elections and statewide elections and national elections, because we have people who are running for office in our group. We have people who are leaders in campaigns in our group. So we're trying to make sure that everybody gets to where they are in general in life. All right. So we're gonna get to some business, because we do have business to get to. Yes. So we're gonna get our some of these will be short and to the point. Some of them will get to what we're doing here. So we'll have Reed's report now for vice chair. He's our first vice chair. Reed. We always hug each other.
So my report's going to kind of mix in with Stephen's report, because he's not here tonight. That Stephen and I have been working together with Lexington County Democrats, as well as the Richland County Democratic Party, and as well as Young Dems. We're working together in a trifecta, if you will, to try to get our candidates' information out there, doing canvassing, phone banking, and other stuff as well. We need volunteers, so please, if you have time, that's the greatest asset you can really give up that you have. We're not going to ask you for money. Some of the candidates may, but we're just going to ask you for your most important resource right now, which is everybody's time. And the good thing to keep note of, too, is that the more people we have to actually come for phone banks, the quicker it goes by, especially with the type of phone banking that we're doing. And also canvassing does not have to take all day. You can literally take part of your morning or part of your afternoon, and then that be it. Also, for my chair's report, I wanted to mention the most important thing I can think of right now in the political climate that we currently live in: do self-care. I'm a dad. I have a 2-year-old that's soon to be 2-year-old, and I have a lot of responsibilities at home, plus my job that I work as a comic book artist on top of doing that too. So I have deadlines to meet, but at the end of the day, most important is my mental health and what I can handle. So the thing is, with what's been going on of late, I took a break. I went out to Colorado for a week, and I had a really nice time out in Colorado to go somewhere different, to be exposed to different people, to realize that we have a vision of what South Carolina is, but it's not what South Carolina has to be. Going out to Denver, I realized how amazing the public transportation was out there, how the LGBTQ plus community was, and how much it was accepted out there, and they actually made you feel welcome in the community. Yes, there's homeless problems out there. Yes, there is inequality that is out there. There's also the rising cost of food, because it's about twice as much out there in Colorado as it is on the island of Manhattan for food. So, but the thing is that there are still good things that are out there. We just have to find the good to keep us going. So if you need that time, it's okay to step away and come back. We'll be here. But remember, focus on your mental health. Come back to us. You're the most important piece. You are the piece of this puzzle that we can't do without. I love you all.
See, this is why
13 seconds to spare.
this is why he's first vice chair, because we love him. He's awesome, and he's a big part of our family. And I've loved working with you, Reed. You're awesome. Thank you. Sophia, let's go, girl.
I'll get a hug too.
Yes, love my hugs.
Yes, I do. I'm not gonna be as emotional as Reed. So, hi, I'm Sophia. Love you. I'm gonna try and quickly go over some stuff. I'm going to first mention that I am gonna skip around to old business just so I can speak at everybody one time and not have to come back up here. The first thing that I want to talk about, and Jeremy mentioned it briefly, was our civics and democracy class. It was pretty great, in my opinion. It was with the Progressive Network, kind of under the table and a little sneaky, but we did spend about an hour and a half just sitting there talking about how democracy started in South Carolina, and it's not great. So the more we know about how we ended up where we are, I think we'll be able to understand how to change things moving forward. A lot of that information, like we walked in and we had a packet presented to us with information, a lot of stuff I didn't know, and I hope that everybody who went learned something. But that information is going to be posted in the chat. So if you were not able to make it to the class and you still want the information, you can find it in the chat eventually. Maybe today, maybe tomorrow, but it'll be in there. The other thing, I'm gonna jump over to an update about our upcoming fundraiser. So our fundraiser is gonna be in November, and it's gonna be called Fall for Democracy. Yeah. Some of you guys might know it, formerly known as Pie the President. We are reshaping that a little bit. But that will take place November 8th, right at these lots outside this building. We're gonna have food trucks. We're gonna do some like political learning, but there's gonna be a lot of games, and it's gonna be fun and relaxed, and we're all just gonna hang out together and do some cool stuff. The last thing that I want to touch on is our gardening update. Reed mentioned taking time for yourself. Our gardening club is the only like non-political thing that we do in this group. So if you're looking for a community and you're not necessarily 100% into the politics stuff yet, you can come to our little group. We're talking about sustainable farming and how you can grow your own food in South Carolina. We also have a connect with a potential local community garden that we're gonna start working on, where we're gonna try and establish some fall crops and then hopefully distribute that food to the community. So that's pretty much it for my update. Everything that I've talked about can be found in the chat. So if you're not in the Signal chat, you should join the Signal chat.
Yes.
But that's it. Thank you guys.
Sophia is a tantamount and an awesome choice for second vice chair, and I love her. and she does a lot of work, and I cannot thank her enough. And both Reed and Sophia, they do great work. All right, so we're gonna go with secretary report.
All right, there we go. All right. Oh dear God. All right. Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you to both Councilwoman Bustles as well as Sam Johnson and all of our candidates and all of you for coming out here today. So I'm Austin Jackson, the secretary for our chapter here. So I do have a couple updates. Number one, if you have not already signed up for tonight, please do so. We will be sending out our intake form again on Signal this evening, and we will also be mailing it, and we will also be emailing it out by the end of the week because we do have several people who have not fully done our fill it out, and this is so we can send send out notices for our meetings, for YDofCM meetings as well. So it is very important that you all get be fully onboarded into our org. So we do know which of you did not disclose what. So we'll be reaching out to those people as soon as we can. As well, as far as activities have gone, I've been to Civics and Democracy last month. I also went to a organizing meeting for the Marion County Young Dems. So with Jeremy last month, they've elected officers, and they've started gearing up. We have a special guest tonight, Connor Rom from the Kershaw County Young Democrats. So welcome aboard. Good Lord. And in my remit as third vice chair of the Richland County Democratic Party, Ralph has asked for a comprehensive list of all of our partners, so I may be coming to some of you in the coming weeks while trying to build that list out. So as you know, also Valerie is here. If any of you are in a precinct that is not organized in some of you are not, and you live in Richland County, please come to me. Come to More Curious. You can come to Sam if you want to. He's first vice chair of the county party. We're trying to make sure that our executive committee for Richland County is built up, and if we can build it up with young Democrats, we need to. So thank you all very, very much. I think I've gone over 3 minutes myself. I yield the rest of my time. Thank you very much.
Thanks. All right. So also, you guys, so we serve Lexington, Richland, Fairfield, and Orangeburg counties. So basically, the majority of our members are Lexington and Richland. But we tell people all the time that we need to, us young people need to infiltrate these Lexington and Richland County and Orangeburg and Fairfield County meetings, because nothing's going to change in these county parties until we go in there and change it. So and run for office and run things and tell volunteer and stuff like that. So I know that we'll get to it in the announcements, but on our Google Calendar, that Sophia. Sophia can get you on, or Carrie can get you on. It has all our events, and also it tells you when our Lexington County Executive Committee meetings are, our Lexington County meetings are, Richland County meetings are, Fairfield, Orangeburg, all those meetings, so you can go there, learn the process, get into these county parties and do something. Treasure and finance.
Oh yes, here comes the quiz. It's only because you're going to Europe and you almost died just now.
I know. I am going to Europe.
All right, but you know, I want to make sure you know I'm not much of a hurdle, but for you, I'll do it for you. I have to, especially since you're gonna be leaving us soon. Good evening, all. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for the candidates that are running. I wish you all the best of luck and all that jazz. And to y'all's newcomers, thank you for coming, because this is a good look for sure. I am your treasurer and finance chair, so this will be both my report, and I'm gonna just slam right through it because I do have something to say as well. But basically, right now, money is pretty decent. We're at $1,527.48. $1,527.28. Clap. But
15 cents or 48 cents?
48. I mean, I did shift our end of year goals to 3,500. I'm going to set my expectations just slightly low, but I think 3,500 is achievable. I did go to the civics course with the others, so it was really good. So if we want that information, I highly suggest seeking that out for sure. We are going to be fundraising, and I'm going to try and make sure that we get as much merch and much QR codes as possible to get out there. I want to thank Emma and Sophia for giving me the flyers I needed at the Comic Con and the Latin Festival. They sold like hotcakes, and that was greatly needed. Aside from Pie the President and the orchestra, which we are confirmed for, there are some other stuff that we'll be doing that I would love to have some help on regarding getting the word out and getting more funding, because we need money. So donate, 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 donate. I'm probably the more moderate conservative of the group. Don't worry, I'm a Democrat, don't panic. But I want to make sure that we have the funds we need to do what we got to do to get this stuff done, because I would like to see this state, if not blue, as purplish blue as possible. But with that in mind, you know, there are some stuff I want, like I said, I want y'all to be part of. Being out there, homecomings, being out there at the Peanut Boil and the Greek Festival. So if we can get those flyers out as soon as possible, that'll be great. With that in mind, I am personally doing some more independent stuff because I'm rogue like that, but I am going to try and do a housing and transit bull session and try and get a package of initiatives together, different ordinance from all over the country to present to lawmakers at all levels of government in the state, and to make sure that we can have the proper legislation needed to make the city and the county one of the best in the country. I don't want to make it the greatest city in the world. I'm from the great city in the world, but I want to make sure that Columbia is the best state capital in the country. Because, you know, before I was a South Carolinian, I was a New Yorker, and I'm a proud New Yorker. And you're fired. I'm a proud New Yorker, and I like that. And as you know, there's a little individual who's about to kick ass up there named Mondani. So, you know, he's leading great policy in a city that has gone through so much changes. But I just want to make it clear that although I tend to lean a little different from Jeremy as far as what happened today, I do grieve for for Kurt's family. I do. That being said, anybody asks you, kill it with silence, because we need gun control. And we need legislation to handle that. And I do not see the need of shedding tears over an individual who, had he been alive, would not care about any of us being in that same situation. So with that in mind, I'm not angry. I'm just calling it what it is, because this part, the opposition has been known to be just outright vindictive. And I feel that as a party, we need to stand up and be a little bit more aggressive on these matters. So Yes, gun control is needed, but kill it with silence.
Thank you, Tim. You're always speaking your mind, and we love that. All right. We love you. So we're gonna go with committee chairs. Some of them are here, some of them are not. We'll go with Carrie first, since she's backing up and saying, "I want to go first." I know, right?
All right. Hey, I'm Carrie. For those of you who don't know me, I'm one of the co-chairs for comms. And really the only thing I have is that we need more volunteers, especially if you have an interest specifically in working on the social media platforms and like doing graphics and things like that. We have another co-chair, but I am having to step back just a little bit. And so we need somebody to help kind of fill up the space. That's really the only announcement for comms that I have, but I'm gonna go a little bit more into what I think Julie brought up earlier, which was S323. I'm actually the board president for Palmetto State Abortion Fund and also their comms director. And thank you, Michael. And if you're not familiar with S323, it's a total abortion ban, and it also is a personhood bill, which means that it would give any embryo, fetus, it would give it personhood, and so that embryo would have the same basic human rights as anybody in this room today. And I think we all know it's an abortion ban, and there's no exceptions for rape and incest, or even fatal fetal anomalies. But I don't think a lot of people realize all the other things it does. So with a personhood bill, things like IVF and IUDs are really in trouble because there is that personhood component. So people risk the chance of losing certain forms of contraceptives, as well as just family planning. As somebody who's done IVF and who has an embryo in storage and has to consider now if our family wants to have that, discard that embryo because we might not be able to later, this impacts way more than just abortion. There's also, there's so much. If you go to Palmetto State Abortion Fund's Instagram, we actually on our link tree have a ton of information. There's the bill itself that you can check out. There's information about our postcard writing event that we have coming up on the 20th. We also have a petition that you can sign. If you're interested in volunteering or hosting an event, if it's here in Columbia, I'd be glad to get with you and put that together. If you're not in Columbia, we have organizers all over the state. I'm even traveling to the upstate to do one in a few weeks. So the big thing, the hearing is on October 1st. It starts at 9:30 a.m. I recommend getting there at least an hour early. I also volunteer at Planned Parenthood, and it's the same antis who are there who are at Planned Parenthood, and they get there at dawn. They will be in line by 6 a.m., I guarantee it. So get there at least an hour early if you want to go into the hearing. They usually have an overflow room as well, so you can still view it, but space is limited. So there will be a rally outside of the building as well during the entire hearing, or as long as people will hang out there to really let them know. This isn't just about limiting abortion, but I think it was Winthrop that did a study, a survey a few years ago, and something like 73% of South Carolinians oppose a total abortion ban. So definitely, if you're not super familiar, there are QR codes out on the tables that will take you to our link tree, and so you can learn more about the bill, and I will be here for a little bit after if anyone has questions. So thank you. Yeah, and we're getting ready to, we're going to have on our link tree also just like a sample letter and talking points. So if you're not sure what to send, there will even be like a script that you can just copy and paste and make sure that your legislators know how you feel as well, even if they're not on the committee. So thank you.
Thank you, Carrie. You're awesome as usual. Carmen.
Hi everybody. My name is Carmen. I'm your membership chair. I'm going to try and keep this brief. Our next membership meeting is this Sunday at 6. I 100% agree with Reed that our mental health comes first. I'm always trying to plan events that center on us hanging out and talking as a group. I think that's something that's really helpful for all of us. I've also been working on our fall fundraiser that's going to be in November, as well as a candidate forum with our advocacy committee. That's also going to be in November. I'm going to let Haley go into more detail about that. But yeah, that's really all that I've been working on this month. Pretty brief. But thank you.
Carmen does a good job as well. Yes.
I forgot to say I'm taking some community pictures for my campaign at Irmo Park, Moore Park at 1:30 on Sunday. So bring your family, bring your children. Just want to I want my pictures to look like the community I live in.
Okay.
And that looks like this room. So 1:30 Irmo Park, dress how you want to, but don't bring dogs this time, but maybe we can have a puppy photo shoot some other time. Thank y'all.
The agenda.
Oh, I accidentally stole it, sorry.
You stole it. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So let's see.
Point of information.
Yes.
Did we get a separate report from the campaigns committee, either Stephen or Bridget?
I gave that. Since they're not here, I can only update what Stephen and I have been doing. So I did that during mine.
At one step, all the committee chairs have given their reports. I'm gonna hop back up because you haven't seen enough of me, obviously, to give like a couple more updates. So.
Okay. Let's see here. Haley. I think. My brain's elsewhere. I love Haley. This is my Haley friend. I love her. She's
another reason why your mental health is important.
yes. Yes, Haley. I love you.
I'm the newish chair of the advocacy committee. My report's not super long, but I did want to let you guys know of a couple of things that we have going on. We have 2 volunteer opportunities to support the Harriet Hancock Center. The first one is on Thursday, September 25th from 5:30 to 7:30 at Art Bar. Their event is called the People's Power Hour. It's a civic engagement event, and the Young Democrats will be there manning a election day self-care table, which is kind of cool. I'll be bringing candy and then also these like election day resource cards, and then they also have a bunch of other stuff that they're gonna let people make their own little self-care kits for election day, which is really cute. And then the second one is on Saturday, October 4th. Alongside Pride, they host the Family Pride event that they put on, which also sounds very cute. They hold a bunch of different activities. It's supposed to be family-centered for the kids and everything. And so they have a ton of time slots. You can sign up to either something from just like setting up to breaking down, and then also just like these tiny events throughout it, which is, like I said, it's going to be very cute. So if anyone would like to volunteer with either of those, just come and find me, and I'll get you all hooked up with the rest of the details. The other thing is that we have another No Kings protest that's going to be on October 18th. I do not have the specifics yet because I don't think they have the specifics yet. But I did reach out to the organizer to request a table. So we will table and we'll get volunteers for that. And then also, I think I remember in our leadership meeting, someone wanted to speak at it. So I asked about that, but I haven't heard back yet. So more to come there. And then finally, as Carmen said, that we are planning a new Dems candidate forum for Democratic candidates in Lexington and Richland counties. This is supposed to be in collaboration with Richland County and Lexington County parties. Tentatively, it's November 13th. We're still looking for a place, but if anyone knows any venues they want to give a shout out, we're looking for a place that can hold between 150 and 200. So yeah, if anyone wants to participate in any of that, join the advocacy committee. Otherwise, that's it.
Haley, I love you. You're awesome. She does good work as well. And we'll go with policy.
All right, so hi everybody. My name is West, like the direction, and I am the new head of our policy as of a week and a half ago. I will warn you now, unlike the rest of everyone, I will not be keeping it brief. We actually have a lot to get into, so I am going to go over that damn timer. First and foremost, want to give a big shout out to my new co-chair. The day that I was made chair of policy, I immediately reached out to Emma. She's fantastic, and the only reason we've been so successful. So please, if we can, another round of applause for her. Let's go through some of the quicker things first. Obviously, beginning with the debate, we do not, unfortunately, have a date. I was discussing things with the previous policy chair before he unfortunately had to step away. So Emma and I are working on that. We have laid out a format that is going to be different than the previous one. Previously, they attempted to adopt I believe it's a moot court style debate where you argue with a panel of judges. We are switching away from that and transitioning into a Lincoln Douglas style debate where you will be randomly assigned teams. You will be given a resolution, and you will need to do as much research as you possibly can on that resolution. At the day of the event, you will be established a pro and con. And we will have people speak for about 4 to 5 minutes, each giving their statements in a back and forth, once again, Lincoln Douglas style, with a little bit of crossfire peppered in there as well to give people a little bit more experience in what a professional debate would look like outside what is broadcast during the presidentials. Next thing, I want to report what we have been able to accomplish. First and foremost is we were able to schedule a policy meeting. That is going to be a week from today, 9/17. It is going to be at 7 p.m. following the Finance Committee meeting. It'll be after the Finance, so if you want to attend both, please do. If you want to attend one, well, come see me afterward. Come talk to me. We'll get you in the Signal chat. We're going to be going over a lot in this meeting. I'm going to warn you now, it is going to be lengthy. It is going to likely be boring because we are talking about policy, which, as we all know, we care very much about, but it's boring as hell to talk about. So be ready for that. What we were also able to accomplish was at the last leadership meeting, which was a week ago from today, we were able to present the new 18-month strategic vision for the Young Democrats of Central Midlands. This is going to outline all the actions we take moving forward from here on out. I do not yet have permission to share the entirety with the group at large, mostly because there is some proprietary information. There's some information about candidates who have not yet announced, etc. However, what I can share with you is that we have 3 major phases beginning this year. So this year there are a couple special elections, but the actual number of candidates being elected is relatively low. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to focus on laying foundation. That is getting out there. That is supporting people through phone banking and door knocking as much as we possibly can, but also educating. We're going to be hosting, starting in a couple months, multiple different educational seminars for members of the Young Dems of Central Midlands or invitees that they have. Those are going to be things similar to the public speaking course that I gave a few months ago. It's going to be similar to the How to Talk with the Opposition course that Nicole Sanchez gave a little while ago. It's going to be similar to the course given by Brett Bursey and the Progressive Network on the democracy of South Carolina. This is going to be done multiple times per month. We want people to be as educated as possible because come next year, especially come next year after the primaries, we're going to be putting y'all's asses to work, so be ready for that. We are going to be hitting the ground running. We're going to do as much as we possibly can because it is our position that South Carolina is not a red state, but it is a future blue state and will remain that way forevermore. But specifically, the Central Midlands will be the #1 area, and that is thanks to our efforts. We are going to become a political force worth reckoning with, not one worth giving stump speeches for and then dipping. We are going to be a huge, huge organization for political power, and it starts now. It starts with a lot of effort. And it starts with all of you beautiful people. So thank you very much. If you have any questions about that, once again, please find me or Emma afterwards so we can get you in the policy meeting starting next Wednesday at 7 p.m. That is 9/17 at 7 p.m. over Zoom. We are going to now be shaping the specific policy for the Young Democrats of Central Midlands. Recapping everything, we are beholden to 2 or 3 organizations. We're beholden to the policy limitations given to us by the Young Democrats of South Carolina. We are beholden to the policy limitations given to us by the Young Democrats of America. We are a partner recognized by the Richland County Democratic Party as well as the Lexington County Democratic Party. So we are going to be getting into the weeds there to find what we can do and what we cannot do. We are also going to then start working out ways in which we can begin holding candidates both accountable for their actions and their beliefs and their statements, but also promoting candidates who believe in the things that we cherish and the things that we champion. There are restrictions on that too. Once again, we will get into the weeds and all the nitty-gritty details in our policy meeting, but I promise, I was going to say it'll be fun, but that'd be a lie. But it will be energetic, and that's all that matters. So if anyone has any questions, once again, come see me after. This is a very critical point. Once again, come see me after, no matter who you are. And we will gladly go over everything there. But thank you very much for this opportunity. I know I am incredibly thankful to be your head of policy. I know Emma is too. So once again, thank you all, and I yield the remainder of the time I've run over.
And this is why he's policy chair. He does a great job. Him and Emma are going to do awesome work, and I tasked him with doing the 18-month plan because he came to leadership when he was co-chair with Brian. I was like, policy must do this, and they got to work on that, and I think that it's going in the right direction, and I think that we're doing some great things. So I believe you need to give. Okay, come on.
Okay, a few more things. Stephen is our campaigns chair, and he's co-chairing with Bridget. Neither of them are here tonight, and Reed gave a brief update. They're combining efforts with Richland and Lexington County to focus on campaigns in those areas. There is a meeting tomorrow over Zoom from 6 to 6:45. So if you have any interest in joining that, talk to somebody in leadership and they will get you the Zoom link. The other thing I wanted to talk about that is also being headed by campaigns is the Okra Strut. I don't know how many of you are from Irmo, but that's a huge Irmo thing. It's going to be September 27th, which is a Saturday. We will be tabling the whole day. So we'll be there from 9 a.m. until probably 5 p.m. We need volunteers because 2 hours in the South Carolina heat is about the limit for most people. So if you're interested in volunteering, or you just want to show up and hang out at the table, that would be great too. The last thing I want to talk about, and it's related to our gardening course, there is an event this weekend, September 13th, from 1 to 3:30 at the Ernest A. Finney Junior Cultural Arts Center, which is actually like right down the road. It is a class about natural gardening. They're going to be giving away free Cosmo flowers, so if you want free flowers, you can go. But those will be once a month, so they're very cool, and I highly recommend. And I think that's it. So.
I wasn't sure if I probably skipped when I had to step out, but did y'all find out a course of action regarding Pride?
We're working on that. Okay. YDCM will be involved in Pride.
Yes.
In a big way. That's why we want to.
Okay, so can we have the approval of the August minutes? Can I get a motion?
Motion to approve.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. All those opposed? All right. All those abstain? Okay. And the ayes have it. So we approve the August minutes. There you are. Men's and Women's Caucus.
Oh, that's me.
Yes.
I don't have anything to say. I did create a signal chat for the Women's Caucus. I
Okay.
will share the link to it again in the main chat, but we're just going to hang out as women.
Yeah.
That's cool.
All right. Google. Google Calendar. If you would like to get on our Google Calendar, it goes right to your phone, and you will see our events pop up on your calendar. So if you would like to get on the Google Calendar, find leadership, and we'll get you on that as well. Also, action items. You have any action items?
The main action item is specifically going back to the campaigns. As you can see up there when it comes by again, there are a lot of campaigns that we are supporting, and some of them we're actively doing the campaign work for. So we're asking for volunteers, and I know that campaigns has a meeting tomorrow, but I did create this like sign up sheet that you guys can sign up on tonight, like to just put your emails and stuff. But of course I didn't print it, so I did like in my really bad handwriting, I wrote one out. So if you want to sign up for it and kind of get on board quicker, we can do that. And then also just going back to the abortion ban stuff, just show up on October 1st and also call your state representatives because it's bullshit. So that's it.
We will always have action items for you guys to do and get involved in at our meetings, and Haley will be, as advocacy chair, the one that gets us in the gear. Yeah. So the Signal chat, if you're not already in the Signal chat and you would like to be in the Signal chat, find leadership who has come up here and spoken. We'll get you in the Signal chat, and you can join us. We are a lively bunch in the Signal chat. There is a way that you can mute it, but we don't want you to mute it because there's stuff going on. No, we love to hear, because we have an announcements chat as well that announces certain things and stuff. So don't mute the announcements chat, because we do announce certain things from leadership as well, so it's not as active as a chat. And then all of our committees have specific committee chats as well. So just reach out to them if you would like to be a part of their committee. So yes, finance. So I know it says pie of the president, so disregard that. We'll go into announcements. I'll go through our announcements, but if anybody else has an announcement, you can just shout that out, and then people write that down. So obviously the fall for democracy will be November 8th at SUDP from 4 p.m. to 8. Correct? 2 to 6. It's 2 to 6. Sorry, disregard that. September 24th, YDCM meeting. So the September 24th meeting, we have put it in the chat. There's going to be another mobilize that you would sign up for our second meeting, but that's always going to be our hangout meeting. Talk to us and just hang out and come. Talk about politics, talk about your lives, be a family. That will always be our meeting to just hang out. So our next meeting will be September 24th at the same time here, 6:30 to 8 at British Bulldog Pub. Huh? At British Bulldog Pub, yes.
It is in Harbison.
It is in Harbison.
Traffic.
Yes, traffic is crazy. Yes, so try to. No. So it's not a bar only, but it's like you can eat food and stuff. You have like sodas and stuff like that. So you can be there if you're under 21. So you can come.
Point of information.
Yes.
The Lexington area, especially Harbison Boulevard, is a beautiful part of the Central Midlands, and we are lucky to be there. And of course, we as official members of YDCM would never disparage any potential volume of participants that might show up, correct?
Right. Yes. Look for that other mobilized link in the chat if you get in the chat tonight. It's in there. Okra Strut, September 27th. It's all day at Moore Park, Irmo, South Carolina. Any announcements? Yes. Go. Yeah.
I'll be real quick. Councilman Bustle said, we need y'all, if you live in the city of Columbia, which is, better than Lexington County.
No.
All day, every day.
Yes. Right.
Yeah, but the city of Columbia is just better, period. If you are interested in running for the boards and commissions, they are available on the city's website. I'll post that in the Signal. Once y'all get in the Signal, it'll be posted in there, and in finance, which I do need a lot of help on too as well. And of course, I'll just real quick get a rundown of the town halls in case you missed that too, because Mayor Rickman did have his town halls over the last 3 days, and today was the business one, but the other ones were over the districts that are in the city, and 3 and 4, which I am in, which is Rosewood. Basically, there are a lot of things that the council are doing, and I do appreciate the council doing that and keeping us in the loop on that. But just keep in mind, keep an eye on some of the stuff that they are doing also, and at the county. So there are boards and commissions in the county. There are boards and commissions in the city. So there are on the website. I'll post all of that on. But having younger representation, particularly in that position, will give you an idea of what we are facing in there and what ideas can be presented to the council. If you have any questions aside from that, just contact anyone of leadership or Mr. Johnson or any of your council members. If you are in the city of Columbia, just contact the council or even the mayor's office. They'll let you know how to do all that.
Thanks, sir. You have an announcement? Come on up.
I understand, yes. So this is my weekly plug, everyone. Y'all know I get up here every week asking for money. Y'all get used to it. Don't worry. So yeah, again, I'm still doing my Undo Medical Debt campaign. Our goal is to raise $10,000 by the end of October to raise over $1 million worth of medical debt across the country. Well, across 4 counties in our country. One of the counties being Richland County. We're at 12% of our goal currently. So yeah, yes, I'm very happy with our success. But y'all, we can do more. I'm gonna bleed y'all dry to get this 10,000. You have to understand. So please donate. Have a nice day, everyone.
Come on.
I realize the technology committee did not make a statement, in which case I feel like it is my obligation to. The one way that we're going to grow as an organization is through word of mouth. That is the #1 advertising tool, as anyone in business will tell you. So what that means is everyone here, please, for the love of all that is holy, tell people about the Young Dims of the Central Midlands. There are several different social media places you can find us. I believe we're on everything but Twitter right now, and we're fixing that. We're on Twitter. Perfect. YDofCM is typically the @ or handle in all of those. You can find us on there. On Facebook, we are the Young Democrats of the Central Midlands. Spell it out all the way. We are also on YouTube. We're not currently large enough to have our own custom URL, so the easiest way to find us is either to ask in the chat or in about 20 seconds when that URL pops up there, go ahead and scan that QR code so you can subscribe. You can share the link for any meetings we've had, and YouTube has this wonderful feature where for these meetings that we do have, those lives are recorded and shareable on social media through direct messaging or any other ways you can do this. I will be sending, and I already have sent, this meeting specifically to multiple groups of people that I annoy on the weekly about Young Dims of Central Midlands materials, and I recommend you all do the same because, like I said, this will be a powerhouse for good and for change. But in order to do that, we need buy-in. We need you willing to annoy people, not just by buying our shirts, please do, not just by buying our hoodies, please do, or our stickers or anything else on that merch page, but also telling people about us, encouraging people, letting them know the good we do, the bad we do, and the ugly that does it. Thank you very much.
I do want to piggyback on what he is saying, because if you want to take the low-tech approach, buy merch.
Yeah.
And wear it outside of the state, because we went to Asheville and they love the shirt. And if you want to see how popular it is, I do have a picture that will blow your mind on this phone. And point is, Bernie loved it. I'll say that.
Good. Yes.
Buy merch.
Yes, sir. Come on up.
I do have a couple of announcements. I usually make announcements from either YDSC or YDA. I'm going to switch it up a bit. So this Friday, Senator Mark Kelly is going to be in Columbia. He's going to have a town hall at 1 p.m. I did not see where it is. So it's going to be at 701 Whaley. But they do need everyone who goes to sign up in advance. So we'll drop that link. So we'll drop that link in the chat. However, it is going to be geared toward veterans and military families. I know we have quite a few of that here in Columbia because we are one of the most because we have some of the largest numbers of military veterans in the country. Frankly, it's a great thing. It's a great thing to go to anyway. It also Mark.
I've been invited to meet him actually here at this place. So
we weren't supposed to tell people about that.
But yeah, I'm not supposed to tell you, but so I'm gonna meet him. No, I'm not gonna actually be there. I'll be at work. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, but also, oh God, I'm trying to think what the other one, what the other thing was. But anyway, I will leave it at that. Leave it at that now. Thank you very much.
All right. We will. That is yes, sir. You coming up? Come on up. Our Kershaw County, Young Democrats representative here. Come on up.
So I'm the acting chair of the new Kershaw County Young Democrats. We're gonna have we're likely gonna have our first meeting next Wednesday. I'll likely shoot something out in the Signal chat because I'm personally not a Kershaw native. I'm been in Charleston for the last 4 years at the Citadel. So you all are free to attend if you'd like, and I would love to have you. And also, there will be food.
I mean, we need to start having food at our meetings, but let me tell you, I just haven't, we'll because we had that second meeting. That's our food time in general. So, okay.
I just want to say one thing for you, of course.
Okay.
Before we get out of here, I do want to present a shout out and all my thanks. And I know I don't come off as emotional as I would like, but I want to personally say to Jeremy, thank you. And I know you'll be leaving for Europe. You almost died right here. I want to say thank you for your leadership and giving me the opportunity to be your treasurer and finance chair. And on behalf of the crew, I hope you have a blessed and safe and relaxing journey in Europe.
Yes.
Anyone other than our chairs and who are doing the work, the good Lord's work here, if anyone deserves a hell of a good vacation, it is you, sir.
Yes, I do.
So enjoy it, soak it in, and then get ready to come back and kick ass.
Oh yes. Yes. So I am leaving September 15th. So I leave for Atlanta because we're leaving Atlanta at 1 p.m. So we're leaving from my house in Lexington, and I'm going with my family. And we'll get into London at 1:30, I believe. I think it's 1:30. Whatever the time is. But yes, I am going to Europe. I'm going to London, Rome, and Paris, and I will be there. I will not be at our second meeting for this month because I will be recovering when I come back, trying to get back to the time frame. But yes, thank you, Tim. You're awesome. And I love being your chair, and I think that you guys are awesome. And if you're new here, please keep coming back because we're a big family, and we would love to have you. And get into the Signal chat.
Thank you, Kershaw.
Yes.
Motion to adjourn in commemoration of YDSC's, I want to say 13th anniversary, as well as in memory of the victims of the Everton High School shooting in Colorado.
Yes. Second. I need a second. Okay.
As long as we add on, of course, that tomorrow is 9/11, we do this in remembrance of them.
And in remembrance of the September 11th.
Yes. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? All right. We're adjourned.